I was talking about either pop rivets or self-tappers, so got some rivets, but I thought I ordered 100 self-tappers and I actually got 600. So I'm almost thinking that's a sign that I should self-tap this thing in. All right, so we're back out here on the cars the day after Christmas, and what I got, let me show you what I got. I got some aluminum. So that's 26 inch by 4 feet, and it's 32 inch, 32 thick. And the plan is to cover the center of the rear here, because that's one of the last big things. I keep saying last big thing, but so many things. But I'm hoping that to get that covered up. So I'm gonna get the seat pulled out and the dash out of there and all that stuff, and then start test fitting this up. And I got two pieces. I got one there and one in the garage still, but the plan is to get this one in today, and then the other one I'll have to pull the fuel cell and stuff out to get it fitted how I want it. But we'll get at it and show you how this thing turns out. All right, so today's just gonna be getting this thing cut and test fitted, and then I gotta do some finalizing on some fuel lines and brake lines and that kind of stuff. But first thing I need to do, I'm gonna go find some cardboard and get this cut out, because this will need cut out, because it's, and then I'll probably have to go find a grinder and grind some ugly welds, but we'll cross that bridge. And I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna rivet this thing in. I'll just rivet it, because I don't think I'm going to take it back out, but it, you know, since it's aluminum, I'll just rivet it in and then put some seam sealer around it. Got my template marked, so I'm going to get it cut out and then transfer it to the aluminum, and then it should be fairly easy because I need it to be right in the middle, so I can just get the middle of the aluminum, mark it, and then center of the high support will go to the middle. All right, so this is what we came up with. So if I have to go get my nibblers and see if they'll cut this aluminum easy enough, with hopefully not making it look too bad. But I've got another piece of aluminum also to make a firewall, so all this will end up being hidden, but I still would like this to look decent, just since it's gonna be on YouTube. Doesn't have to look great, just decent. So we're nibbled, so let's go see if it fits. Upon further review, I'm going to redo these lines and go under the frame rail. So I got the main power, fuel supply return, the meth pump, which is the meth injection, which is windshield wiper fluid, and the brake line. So yeah, I think it'd just be better long run to put them under the frame rail. So that's what we're going to do, which kind of stinks, but I think it's the best thing to do, so we're going to do that. All right, we got the main wire, just power wire, disconnected, so we're pulling it back, and then we're going to go under the frame, which I don't know why I went above the frame when I was putting this thing together, but I'm sure I had a good reason. I'll have to watch the old videos to see if I said why. We got the return rerouted. Now all that's brake line, really the supply line's the only one that's gonna bother me. I don't feel like getting gas on me, but I got a -8 cap, and I think that's -8, so I'm hoping I can just disconnect it and put this cap on it to keep it from draining all the fuel out of the fuel cell on the filter there, but we'll see. So we got her disconnected. I got to take out my last little hanger there. And I do have a new fuel filter. I think we'll go ahead and replace the fuel filter while I'm messing with the fuel stuff. And then, anyway, don't want to get sidetracked. But hopefully we'll get this thing. I got to repaint my rear end too. It got all scratched up. I like my tires. All right, so got all the lines moved. And this is kind of how this thing's going to fit. I got to measure up because I got to notch it for the roll bars there. So I need to get that notched and figured out, and then I can get it set in here and seeing. My tunnel notching is a little big, which is kind of surprising. I thought it was going to be small, if anything. But anyway, nothing, a little seam sealer / a lot of seam sealer will fix. So got that cut out. So I'm gonna get the tape measure and measure how far back I need to go to notch that in. All right, so I measured where I needed to make my notch. Got about 27 3/8, and I need to come in 1.5 inches. So what I'm planning on doing is using a 2-inch hole saw. I got a piece of 2x4 C-clamp to it. Then I'll use this guy and figure out where I need to drill my hole to get it notched in 1.5 inches. And hopefully it's in the right spot and it ends up looking good. So we'll see. So there's my first notch. Now I just gotta hope it's in the right spot. If not, it gets ugly quick. So I did measure twice. So we'll flip over the 2x4 onto the other side there, get that one cut, and then I'll show you what it looks like in the car. So there she is. She fits. I got to do a little trimming on the hump there, but it needs a little fine trimming, but nothing major. So we're pretty excited about that. So now the decision is, do I do pop rivets or self tappers? Because knowing me, since I built the car, it'll probably have to come back apart, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure I'm going pop rivets, but I hope I don't regret the decision if I'm sitting there drilling a bunch of stuff out. All right, so we're back out here working on the car. So I've been waiting on Amazon, got me some pop rivets, but you know, I was talking about either pop rivets or self tappers, so got some rivets, but I thought I ordered 100 self tappers and I actually got 600. So I'm almost thinking that's a sign that I should self tap this thing in. But I'm gonna use the rivets. So we're gonna get it riveted in. Gotta dig out the drill and rivet gun and all that heavy stuff, and we'll get rolling on this thing. So we got our first rivet in, and now I'm gonna measure that one and get one the same distance down from there. And look, we're actually gonna have some tin work done. It's kind of cool. All right, so we got this thing riveted in. Came out pretty decent for me. Doesn't seem like it's gonna be too loud. Got a little gap on the tunnel, but not too worried about that. Nothing, a little seam still in my figure. So I'm gonna go figure out the back. You can look up in there, so, and then decide what I'm gonna do next on the car. All right, so here's where it's at in the back of the car. So I do have a bulkhead fitting right there. So I'm gonna bust this loose, figure out when to drill the hole for that, and then get it loose from the fuel cell. So let's get on that and then see how it all fits in here. So my return line is too short. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bust it loose, get this part screwed back up here and see where it lands, and then go dig through my old hoses and probably build like a little 1-foot extender, which ain't the best thing to do, but it's what we're going to do because that's what we have, and I don't want to have to run a whole new line from front to back over a foot of line. So let me go see if I got enough fittings and we'll get this thing made. Got some hose, got a union, and got 2 ends. So we're going to get this thing made. We'll go ahead and make this end and then get everything done on the car, and then we'll measure how long we need to make this. All right, so we got this guy made. Now it's time to see if I can shimmy under the car far enough to where I can get this attached and get that one loose right there. I gotta take that one loose and then see where it falls and get the hole drilled and all that happy stuff. So let's get at it. All right, so I think we're gonna do something like that. Got this guy here, and you can see that's my little bulkhead fitting. So I gotta figure out how to mark that and drill the hole right there. So let me go find a big drill bit, and we'll get this hole drilled and get that thing through there. We've got the hole for the bulkhead fitting drilled, so it came out like that. So now I'll go get underneath. Need a 90, but I only have a 45. So we're gonna see how this 45 looks and make sure it'll miss all the suspension and stuff down there. And if not, unfortunately, I have to order a 90. All right, so it's pretty lame, but that is how long of a hose I need, is right here. So let me find my wood chisel and stuff, because that's what I use to cut this line, and we'll get it made. Yeah, so this is what I've always used, just a wood chisel. I use electrical tape, put it in the middle, whack it with a big hammer. So you can see it gives a nice clean cut. And now I'll just get my fitting, and the electrical tape keeps it from fraying. I'll slap my fitting on there and we'll be good. So we got the hose made. You can see it's a shame to have to put this in there, but the reason it's different is because my old fuel cell was 20 gallons. It's 20 gallons. The new one's only 10, so it's shorter, and it's about 6 inches shorter. So there we go. Hose and stuff made. So next thing I need to do is make this bottom piece here for aluminum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually measure this guy, and then I'm going to cut a square out in a piece of aluminum, and then I'm just going to drop it over the top. And then we'll probably self-tap that in, because I want it to be able to come out so I can take out the bolts, you know, because I want to be able to take out the fuel cell if I want to. So if I rivet it in, it won't work. And I'm going to leave it a little bit bigger and put some rubber around it so it doesn't wear a hole in the fuel cell eventually. But I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do some measuring and let you know. So we got the measurements transferred over to our piece of aluminum. So we'll get this all cut out, and then we'll go test fit it. And hopefully it fits, because I don't have another piece. So there's no plan B. So we got the hole cut. We're going to go test fit it and see how she fits. Alright, so first test fit kind of messed up. I need to trim these little corners. I didn't notice that. So let me get the corners trimmed on all these, and then we'll go for. So I got it in. It's going to work. I need to do a little more trimming on this corner right here. You can see it's a little close, and it looks good here. The plan is to, you know, split some vacuum hose or something and put it on the edge, and this, when it goes down, you can see it'll look good. So we got a trunk floor. So one more big thing marked off the list. So this video is getting a little long, so we're probably going to end it right here. Next thing we're going to work on, I think, is do the alignment, because I want to go ahead and get the front end aligned and get that figured out, and then catch a warm day and we'll get the roll bar painted so I can get the windshield back in. Because really, since the floor's done now, as soon as I get the front end aligned and a windshield in it, we can go for a test drive. So pretty cool.